Yo, welcome back to Kai Speaks, bro. I appreciate all the love and support y'all been showing on these videos, man. We've been growing every single day. Trying to get these views back up, bro, but I know it's because I haven't been posting. I've been slacking on shorts, Instagram Reels, and stuff like that. But we're gonna get those views back up, bro. But today I wanted to talk about really locking in, bro. As you can see, I'm in what's technically the guest room, but it's my office, right? And I had to separate myself from my room to really make things real, and it's really allowed me to help get into a better structure of things and allow me to feel like I'm in an actual business, right? One of the biggest things you need to do is separate yourself from your environment in order to get to new levels, right? I was waking up out of my bed, being able to trade, get on my computer, and do what I need to do, but I needed a change. I needed a shift, so that's why I moved upstairs. So that way, when I wake up, I got to get ready, and I got to go to work upstairs. I got to go to my office, right? I got to go to my office, right? So I think one of the biggest things about doing that was a mental thing. It was a mental thing for me, if I'm being honest. It's something that I needed mentally in order to win, in order to feel like I am doing something that will be life changing, right? Eventually, I want my own office and my own place with a nice view, nice setup, everything how I want it to be. Right now, this is still a guest room, so it's gonna look like this. But I want to start shooting videos like this because I want to make this my office. I want to make this where I do all my work at, and I think it'll really help me focus more, because that's one of the biggest things about being an entrepreneur is focus. You have to be able to focus on what you're doing wholeheartedly. I can't be out here being distracted 24/7 because it causes me to lose a lot. And I'm not just talking about as an entrepreneur, I'm talking about as a day trader as well. There'd be times where I'll look back at my TV, I'll look back and it's too late to enter in a trade, and I start rushing in trades and I end up losing, right? So in order to get to that next level of success, you need to focus. You need to sacrifice what your little cravings or whatever it is, your little um, things that you enjoy doing, right? In order to just lock in for a certain amount of time and get to the money, bro. I do literally all my stuff, whether it's do research for podcasts, look up cars that I want to buy in the future, looking up places that I want to get into, looking up YouTube video ideas, whatever it is. I literally do everything up here now, and it's definitely helped me with my progression and my work load that I've been doing so far. I've definitely been able to get a lot more done up here, just staying focused, being purely in the computer, not really having to worry about anything. And I got a decent view back there too. So it's really not that bad up here. And I genuinely think this will help a lot. Just get me to that next level. And that's one of the biggest things about being an entrepreneur, bro. It's trying to be, it's trying to get to that next level consistently, right? No matter where you are, you can't stay complacent. I actually had a conversation, and it was talking about how a lot of people get trapped in their environment. A lot of people don't realize that their environment isn't the best for them. And, sometimes that could be, you could live in a great environment, but there's just some things that you'll never get to see if you just stay there, right? One thing about where I live at, it's like a middle class area, right? And a lot of people look at it as higher class, and it's all about perspective, but there's always a higher class, right? We don't have the biggest houses in the world here, right? In like if I were to say, if I were to move to Dubai and show them the houses here, they think, we live in poverty or something, right? And it's literally all about perspective, right? So I genuinely think that in order to get to that next level of success, you need to change your environment, bro. That's one of the biggest things. You need to get out and see new things. I remember I was on a different side of town over near the beach, and I seen a Lamborghini. And I think I'll put the video right here, low key. I think I'll put the video right here of when I recorded the Lamborghini, and I seen a BMW i8, but I don't know if I want to put people's car on the internet. It's just not mine, if I'm being honest. But if I do put it right here, it'll be right here. And I seen a Lamborghini, bro, and I was just talking about how you don't regularly see a Lamborghini often. Even if you are on the nice side of town, you don't always see a Lamborghini. But let's say if I were to move to Miami, I would probably see those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, right? And that'll make me want to work harder to get a Lamborghini one day, right? And it's literally purely all about environment. You have to get out of your environment to see what's new. You get to a point where you start to see people do the same exact thing, and you don't want to get trapped in that, right, at all, unless you just genuinely don't care what you end up doing. You really don't want to get trapped in that same cycle of just going to college, coming back home, going to college, come back home. and you know you're not really doing anything for yourself, right? You're gonna end up at a mediocre job that you don't want to be at because you didn't take anything serious. And you know, it all starts from your environment, bro. I think that's one of the biggest things, and it's probably the reason why I don't get out much, is because you are what you see around you, right? And I prefer to watch YouTube videos of people living in Miami, people living in Houston, people living in Texas, people living in Atlanta, people living in these areas that are nicer and generating more income. And I do that because it's my way of being there without having to actually be there yet, right? Like, because I can't do that right now. But when I do get to a point when I can move out there, then it's on to the next, right? Like, we're gonna continue going out there until I become the best out there, and then it's on to the next, right? Like, continuing to level up is my biggest goal in being an entrepreneur and being a person in general, bro. So far along this journey, we've gained a decent amount of following. I'm gonna put the followers right here in my analytics. And bro, I just really appreciate all the love and support that we've been getting on these videos, man. I'm glad that I'm able to reach out to certain people and be able to talk to y'all, bro. Be able to have a community that I can be able to talk to in order to, you know, just become successful, right? And that's one of the biggest things that I love about being an entrepreneur, a content creator, a day trader, is that I get to meet people that do the same thing as me, and we can go through our experiences together, right? We can talk about our experience together and we can learn from that, bro. But that's just a short little video today, bro. I'm trying to get back on my shorts game because I realize when I post shorts, my videos do better on views, right? So that's good that we're reaching out to content that's actually willing to go from the short to the actual YouTube video. So that's huge. I'm glad that we're growing on the views from on our YouTube channels. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on my socials at Kai Speaks 05. If you're interested in my day trading journey, follow me at Kai Academy 05, where I post my day trading journey from day one to now, bro. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. I hope you make the most out of 2025. Peace.